Thanks for checking out the channel. Today, I'm going to be discussing the top 10 tips for building a perfect offensive strategy. After you watch this video, make sure you watch the same video regarding defense. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to watch that. Tip number one, build your teams to beat your opponent. This seems a little bit self-explanatory, but the time that you take to invest on investigating what the opponent is trying to do with their defense is really going to help you out a ton. So you want to look at, are they trying to heal everybody? Are they trying to produce minions? Are they trying to just deal a whole bunch of damage? Based on what it is that they're trying to kill you with, you build your team around that. So if they're trying to make a bunch of minions, bring heroes that are going to destroy all minions. If they're trying to heal, you want to bring a lot more damage and direct damage type heroes. If they're trying to deal a whole bunch of damage to you, you want to bring a little bit more of your healing to the battle. So that will really help you out. So what you can do to beat their strategy is going to be super important and build. I can't believe what Raid Shadow Legends did this month. I needed to watch a sponsored ad for me because Raid has done something incredible. With over 500 champions to pick from in Raid, they've topped themselves with one brand new, completely unique champion, Ninja. Ninja has joined the best PvP dark fantasy RPG. It's absolutely insanity that they were able to land one of the most iconic content creators in the world and bring him to life in Raid. The animations for his new moves are intense. Dude is rolling with a katana, a bow, an arrow, and controlling both fire and ice. What I love about Raid is they are always giving the community something unique. Ninja is available for free right now, so everybody can get him, and you are only going to have him available till October 15th. So now's the perfect time to download Raid. They have 5 new amazing champions being released and a brand new fusion event, Burst Off the Grim. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do, click the link in the description or scan my QR code and you will get 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, 1 ancient shard, and 1 free epic champion, Chronoru. It's amazing in the Doom Tower. All your treasure is going to be waiting for you right over here. Thanks again, Raid Shadow Legends. I can't wait to play with Ninja. To the battle, so that will really help you out. So what you can do to beat their strategy is going to be super important, and building synergy based on that. Tip number 2, the position of your offensive team absolutely matters. What you want to do is you want to essentially put the weaker, your weaker, kind of more important and fragile heroes on the edges, and then more of your stronger fortified characters in the middle. The reason being is if they are hitting multiple heroes, maybe 2 or 3, or the 3 target and nearby enemy, if their defense is casting those, you want to make sure that the fragile ones are more on the corner because they'll be less likely to be hit with direct damage. So stuff in the middle of your offense is going to be more likely to be getting hit. And another part of building your offensive team comes into when you're building you're putting your mana troops. So as soon, just so you know, when you select a hero on your offense, it's going to automatically put the highest level mana troop or highest level troop on that character. So you also need to maybe switch them around. It doesn't make sense to put ninja troops on your healers. So you really want to just take a second and look at your troops and make sure when you're adding them to your team that they are going to be going to the correct hero. And another big thing is going to be positioning yourself with your proper stats. So first and foremost, you want to have kind of like elemental defensive down, more of your tile damage to go off. And if you're like me, it really helps to have muscle memory. So having the heroes from left to right, so it automatically will tell you, I want to fire this one first and then this one last. I see this all the time when I'm watching people replay their offensive attack, and I see that they're not doing their defensive downs properly, or the elemental defensive downs. They're doing the attack first, and so you really want to make sure you maximize the amount of damage by putting the right heroes going in the proper order. That's going to be super important. Tip number 3, their formation matters. A standard formation, as we've been most used to, it kind of looks like a triangle, and what ends up happening is that the tank is going to take the brute amount of the damage because it's going to be hitting in the 3, 4, and 5 slots, and it's mostly just going to be taking all that damage there. So when you have all of the tiles essentially going in that direction, you can probably assume that that's going to be a character that's going to have a little bit more defense. It's going to be in a position to take a little bit more damage. stuff like that. So when they're building that, you want to build your offensive strategy on how to kill that main focal point, because most of the tiles are going to hit that. In the reverse formation, it's really important to know that there are 3 main points: the left wing, and then just 1 row right in the center, and then in the right wing. So you've got 2 hits over here, you got 2 hits over here, and then 1 in the middle. So when you're building your team, you want to build a good color stack that will negate out those different points, because you're most likely to be hitting the tiles in that area. So you definitely want to build your teams to be strong against that. In the double formation, there's going to be 3 main points. You've got the 2-3 section, you've got the middle section, and then you've got the 5-6 section. So this really makes it really fortified up in the middle, to where you have a little bit more options to pick from, to where you're color stacking and dealing damage. Now, a lot of times in the double and in the reverse double, they're doing tricks with their tank position hero that allows them to take advantage of the target and nearby allies. So you really got to watch out for that. So characters like Sith, or even like Costume Obacon, other characters like Aaron, stuff like that, that's going to be targeting their heroes and their allies. So you want to make your main focal point on being able to kill that, because it's impacting all of their defense. Not to mention, when you fire into those heroes, if you bring heroes that deal damage to target and nearby enemies, it's going to impact all of them. So that's a really cool fix that they just did. You can really exploit it on offense and defense. And then in the reverse double, you have your 3 main points, which is pretty much all up front. You're not hitting anything in the back. So you definitely want to not bring any characters that are going to be strong against the characters in the back, because most likely all of the front row heroes are going to be firing off before anything in the back. So you've got the 1, 2, and then you've got the 3, 4, 5 is going to go there, and then the 6 and 7. So everything up front is going to be taking the damage. They're probably going to be more defensive driven, but again, when you're dealing damage, you want to focus on the main part. Target and nearby enemies will really help you out to really destroy them. Tip number 4, mono is the best strategy. Okay, all right, I'm just kidding. Here's the pros and the cons. The pros, number 1, you can heavily stack against the tank and heavily stack against traffic lanes. So what I mean by that is, when you're building a mono, if they have multiple points of their defense that take the brunt of the damage, you can color stack against those, and you can really eliminate them very quickly. It allows you to deal a lot of damage with your tiles, and by doing that, you can effectively kill their characters very quickly. Another great thing about it is you can color stack against what I call problematic heroes. So characters like Mother North, or even Alfriki, or Professor Lindenbrock, these annoying characters that are on the defense that when they go off multiple times, it's bad news. So a way that you can do that is you can color stack against those and try and kill them with tiles before they get off in a wild, crazy tangent. The next point on this is it's the easiest to get to 5 versus 4. So what I mean by this is the quickest and most efficient way that you can kill one of their heroes and still have your heroes up. This game is all premised on being able to defeat the heroes as soon as possible. So when you make it uneven as soon as possible, your chances of winning drastically go up. And I really like my odds on that. The next pro about this is that you can time all your heroes to pretty much go off at the same time. So by you running all on the same color, you're really building your team to go off all at the same time. So you can pretty much eliminate their whole defense if you just make some very smart moves and you color match and you kill them very quickly. The next pro about using mono is that you get very fast wins. I don't think I've ever seen something so quick to where you just run mono, you make a few moves, you fire off all your specials, and they're literally dead in 20 seconds. It happens all of the time. So that's definitely a big draw to be using this. Another pro to be using mono is it feels like you're playing with like the 6th hero. So essentially right now, a big thing that makes it so you win in battles is being able to use hero specials. But when you add the element that all of your tiles, when they go, especially if they hit a weak hero, you can essentially just kill them really quick. and I love that. The last pro about using mono is you get to make fun of 3-2 players because they don't know how satisfying it is to kill a hero with 3 matches. Definitely a pro. The cons to be using mono is bad boards hurt. So there's a lot of times where you pull out your opening board and you don't see any tiles. It's like crickets, you know, it's like, oh cool, I can't do anything. So bad boards definitely do hurt you, okay? Another factor of the cons is that it requires a bit more setup. So you can't really just blindly make whatever matches you want. You really have to be a little bit more strategic, and you have to make sure that you're making intentional moves so you don't just get wiped out by throwing a whole bunch of tiles into the defense and they're just firing off their hero specials. Another con against it is the whole team is weak against one of their heroes. So if you are color stacking green against a blue tank and they have a Gravemaker, the Gravemaker goes off and it's bad news because you have all green heroes. So that is a little bit of a factor. You can get exploited by the opposing color that is strong against you. And then another thing is, another con against it is that there are fast losses and it can definitely be hard to recover. So if you get some really bad boards, it can take a little bit more. It's gonna be very hard to recover from a very bad board by going into the mono strategy. And there is a lot of dead tiles that are hitting. So this is another factor. By you only having one color, there's kind of the awkward moments to where you can deal a whole bunch of damage, but you have them between like 100 and 200 life, something like that. Very small amount of damage. You can't really get them without overkilling them either with a hero special or overkilling them with your on-color tiles. So there are some of those awkward moments to where you have to overkill an opponent rather than if you just made a move and you could kill it. And then the last con against it is large cascades that hit and not in your color can definitely kill you. So there's definitely times where you make a move, things shift around, you see the whole board explodes all over them. They're not taking any damage because they're all off color, and then all of their hero specials fly off. Okay, tip number 5, 3-2 is the best strategy. All right, here's some of the pros about using it. It is board friendly-ish, okay? So there are definitely a lot better boards that you're going to be having versus mono. Sometimes you can just get blown out. Where in 3-2, you have kind of the other boards that kind of shift into place. You've got 2 different colors to be using. You're still strong. You're pretty strong in one color and then decently strong in a second color. So that definitely helps you out a bit. And I would say that you can also build balanced attack offensive strategies. What I like about 3-2 is you're able to shift around different heroes and bring them into play, and you've got better synergies that you can potentially create because maybe you like this defensive down character paired with this in a completely different color, and it allows you to build a lot more efficient teams, especially in war. Another thing is that you can color stack against multiple heroes. So again, we've seen the emerging new defenses that have multiple focal points that you're hitting into. So by using 3-2, you can kind of hit into both of those at different times and really not be pigeonholed into one specific point that you're hitting. You also have higher chances of coming back from bad boards. So I wouldn't say that it's astronomically higher, but it's still definitely higher than mono in some cases. You have to really not get yourself stressed out in mono, but in 3-2, you have a little bit more wiggle room when you're moving stuff around. You've got stuff kind of firing off. And the last thing is you get to make fun of mono players because you think they're bad at this game and they're only lucky. The cons against 3-2 is that the tiles are much weaker. So you have definitely some cases to where your tiles are going off, especially in the beginning. You're not really killing their heroes as fast as you would like with the tiles, and then they're still firing off their hero specials, whereas you can get a bit more killing of tiles in mono for sure. That happens a lot, even in off-color weak against. If you have a few cascades, you can have all of the cascades go in on mono, and it hits your color that you want. By like the 4th combo, you can pretty much just kill a lot of different heroes where you don't really get that much in with 3-2. And another con against it is most likely just killing heroes with their specials I know I've played a decent amount of 3-2, especially when my friends aren't watching, because I don't want you guys to see that. But I just found that a lot of times that the only time I was killing a hero was when I had the synergy of the hero specials going off, and I was killing them with that, versus with the tiles, it was a lot harder to be killing a hero with tiles. And another thing is contrary to popular belief, you can still definitely get messed over by the board. I've played 3-2 multiple times, and it feels just as bad. I know a lot of people, they've got like things out in the forums saying, oh, the board is rigged, it's rigged. That's not the case. So picking the right move is a lot more difficult, and the hero specials hit at different times. So when they're going off, it could definitely be a case to where it's going off at weird, awkward times. Briefly, I'll just go through tip number 6, which is a 4-1 attack strategy. It's very similar to mono, but it is weaker in terms of not getting huge cascades, which will kill them with just a bunch of tiles. And then the second color is typically a healer, and then you can still get messed over with the board just the same as you do in mono. And then the tip number 7 is running 5 color, which is my personal favorite, where you do one of each color. You can build some really fun teams with this. I would definitely say it's probably the funnest strategy that I have right now in offense, but I will say it's the most difficult. What I've been doing is I've been attacking with my defense, which is really, really bad against a lot of the boards, but it just makes things interesting. And what's cool about this is you're most likely to have some emblems on these, so you have a lot stronger heroes, and you're always dealing damage with tiles. So those are kind of the main formations you can bring. But tip number 8 is to pick the offensive style you like the most, whether it's 3-2, mono, whatever. I don't think that it's a more of a position of which strategy is correct. It's kind of picking the one that you like the most. And I think that everybody kind of gravitates towards one, and just recognize that you're still going to be at the mercy of the boards. It doesn't matter which one you pick. And you want to build teams that you have the high chance of playing. This is kind of throughout. When you're playing any sort of game, it's not necessarily playing the best one, it's playing the one that you can play the best. So there's in every single game that's out there, people are going to say X is the best. Well, sometimes X is not the best for you. You want to pick what's best for you. And it's a game, it's meant to be enjoyed. Like I said, a lot of times I'm using 5 color to attack on offense just because I think it's fun. Tip number 9 is keep it simple, okay? The whole point of this is to kill all heroes. The first one to do that wins. Most likely 99% of the time, the match is going to be determined by which heroes die quicker. Very few times does it go to time and you get the defeat that way. But you just have to focus on it. So by you making it uneven as soon as possible, 4 versus 5, that's going to be definitely in your favor. And another tip on this is to not get too greedy with damage. And what I mean by that is a lot of times there's a point where you can cast your hero special, you can deal a decent amount of damage to a different character, or you have the option of killing another character, but you're almost overkilling it. It's always better to kill where you can remove the heroes and make it uneven as soon as possible. Don't get greedy with your damage. I've been known to do this sometimes, and I always kick myself for it. You want to get the kill that definitely gets you the kill. That's going to be most important. And ghost tiles when you can. And what I mean by that is when you send tiles up and it doesn't get a hero, you get double the charge. So when you can, you want to ghost your on color tiles so you can charge up your hero specials faster. Now, like I said in the beginning, after you watch this video, you're going to want to watch the 10 tips for a perfect defensive strategy. Again, that's in the link in the description. And tip number 10, this one's super mega important. Show you some very quick tips. And this is what I call the sequencing of making matches. So what I ask myself anytime I'm going to be moving a tile on the board, I have my own internal match directory as far as what I want to accomplish when I make that match. So I'm going to lay them all out for you. I'll also leave this in the description of this video so you can go back and you can reflect on it and you can see for yourself how effective this strategy is. So I have the order of priorities in which I want to do when I'm making matches with my tiles. So the first one that I want to do is, can I kill a hero that's about to use a special? Again, this game is mostly won by specials. So you want to kill heroes that are about to activate their special. You want to make it uneven as soon as possible. The next order in my sequencing is going to be, can I kill a hero that will make me lose the game? And those are just those problematic heroes, essentially like Alfreaky going off can definitely just make you lose the game. You don't want to be taking multiple times. So if I have the option, I have the ability to kill heroes that will make me lose, I'm going to attack those. Next in this is going to be, can I kill any hero? By making this match, will it kill a hero? And if I can do that, that's going to be my next order. The next one is, can I make an on color diamond? And what that means is if you are stacking heavy and green, one move you make will make into a diamond. And by having a diamond, you can essentially just kill the whole team. And then the next one, number 5, is can I make any diamond? If I make this diamond, it'll really help because it helps clear out all the boards, and a lot of times those cascades will cascade into multiple combos, which will cascade into my on color matches going off and killing them. Number 6 on this sequencing is, can I make a move that will potentially set up a diamond? And by making this move, will it give me a high chance to create a diamond or make a diamond is really, really important. Number 7 on this list is, can I use a diamond? So before I'm actually using my diamonds, I want to make sure I clear the schedule and make sure that I have no other diamonds that I can create, because the biggest, most effective strategy is getting rid of the tiles. And by using a diamond, a lot of times you'll mess up a diamond that you could have in a different color that you could have made. The next one is, number 8 is, can I match to activate a hero special? So by making this match, will it activate my hero special? And then the next one is, can I clear a bunch of tiles without activating a defensive hero special? So you know those moves that sometimes are not that great, but you just need to clear out some moves. And then the next one is, can I just clear out a whole bunch of tiles? Sometimes it's gonna get me murdered potentially, but I have to clear it out so I can get the colors that I need to be activating. Next one is, can I make a strong color on match? So what I mean by that is a match that is strong for my color. It may not activate my hero specials, but it may help me out in that. The next one on this is, can I make a match into a defensive hero that is already charged? So a lot of times you'll see that a hero is already activated, and it doesn't matter what you do, they're gonna activate their hero special off. So a lot of times I'm gonna throw my tiles into them because there is a potential that maybe I get a match 3 that will kill them. It happens more frequently than it probably should, especially when I'm running mono. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this match, and hopefully I get lucky and I can hit into them, and it does happen. And then the last order is, can I make any match? I feel like a lot of times when people are playing on offense, they just default to this one to where they make any match possible. And unfortunately, a lot of times you're just missing out on the potential of killing their defensive team. So if you like this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications on, make sure you watch that defensive hero video, and I'll see you on the next video.